All right, let's hope this is working. My camera's a little bit off, but we should be good. Oh, are we wearing black matching shirts, Wardy? Is this? Did this just happen?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't see you, so.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it. All right.
Yeah, man. We look banter.
Yeah, we do. Banter. I'm gonna pretend that's like a Britishism, even though I know most Britishisms. So, I'll stick that in the wheelie bin. Hey, so guys, hello, good morning, welcome to BaseTradeTV. You might be wondering why the hell Zombie looks so tiny, white, and manly today. It's because she is Wardy. Wardy's gonna be joining me for September as Zombie has begun her adventures over yonder to the great north of Canada. She'll be casting WCS this weekend. But today we had, I don't know, kind of like this really was last minute. Like we were just talking yesterday and this kind of came up as a crazy idea, so we decided to make it happen. It's going to be a King of the Hill style event. There's at least $600 up for grabs today. Any of the best of threes we play are going to be worth $50. Any of the best of fives we play today are going to be worth $100. And we'll be casting several players. In fact, I have a score screen. That's right, guys. I made a score freaking screen. As you can see, it's gonna go kind of like from amateur to pro, top to bottom. So we start off with Clem and Zervas. Zervas recently having come back to the game. Clem a pretty good player all around. Then we get into Lily Canine, Optimus Bly. I don't know why Optimus is on there twice. I'll fix that, guys. Hero Marine, and then we have a couple of open spots available. And oh, Wardy, I could fucking kiss you.
Did you steal my background from my image?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. I have no words.
I was gonna say I could kiss you. You just fucking made the lobby. I was about to go start doing that. Thank you so much, dude.
Well, I've got this wonderful thing on Europe where sometimes I lobby bug unless I host a lobby, so I got us covered.
Perfect. That works for me. All right, before we actually jump into games, though, let's quickly go over the TLDR what's happening. First off, if you guys subscribe brand new to the channel today, my channel or Wardy's, which we will link periodically throughout the day, we will add the value of that sub to the prize pool for the King's Pot. This means there's, as I stated, $50 for best of threes, $100 for best of fives, and these players will keep accruing money as they keep winning, but whoever's the king at the end of the day is going to hopefully get a massive prize. Like, maybe it's $500, maybe it's $1,000, I don't fucking know. Maybe it's zero because everyone hates me. We'll find out as the day goes on. I will just say really quick, right now, I would not suggest subscribing. I say this because in 2 hours from now is when Subtember on Twitch officially starts. That's when you'll be able to subscribe for 50% off, for half off the regular price, whether it's a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 sub. And we will still get the value of that sub, and we will add that value to the prize pool. Keep in mind, we are matching these subs. We're not just like being super generous out of our hearts. So if only like one person subs, that's only $2.50 that will go towards the King's Pot today. There's a lot more details available in the Team Liquid thread, but because of what I'm hoping will happen here, there should be a good amount of subscribers brand new to both myself and Wardy. What we're gonna do is not do a lot of in-game shoutouts. I don't want to have this like crazy like, okay, we didn't actually try and even talk about the game because we have 400 subscribers to call out. We'll try and do like recaps between series and between games when we get time for it. So again, people who subscribe brand new, this, if you resub to the channel, by the way, like let's say, oh, I want to help out, but I'm already like a tier 1 sub, I believe, and we're going to science this today because we don't know for sure, but from what I understand, you'll be able to upgrade your sub for half off, and that will count as well as for brand new. So if you go from tier 1 to tier 2, tier 2 to tier 3, and so forth. But okay, I think we're ready to go. We got players in the lobby. It's Abyssal Reef. I'm going to play this intro. We'll see you guys in game in just a sec.
The Vespine is always greener in somebody else's base. You dream about blowing up theirs, but they have a real good race. Just look at the map around you, right here on Abyssal Reef. As ultras and links surround you, so make like a tree and leave. Under the sea, typing GG. Darling, it's better typing those letters, take it from me.
All right, folks, we are in game number 1 for the Subtember Summit. It's a best of 3 to kick things off here with these two players. Spine to the top left, I do believe he's French. Maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, he's one of the younger StarCraft players. It's the Red Terran, Clem.
He actually looks really young as well. If you ever see him in real life, he's like actually tiny. Like, you know, Reynold's kind of young,
Yeah, he's
but
got a
he can
small
kind of
frame.
like, yeah, Reynold's kind of young, but he looks like, you know, he could be like playing these games at a tournament. Clem actually looks like the little kid of the group. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, bottom right hand side is the green Zerg player from My Insanity. He's Swiss, and he is Zervas, and he's just returned to the game, like you were saying before, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah,
he's been gone for a while.
He kind of pulled a full Korean there. He had to go to the military for a bit. So,
Yeah.
have certainly missed him. Zervas was actually on quite the rise. I wouldn't say I would put him like on par with Cyril or anybody back in the day, but he was keeping up with those dudes. And it was a little bit sad to see him kind of, you know, have to take that break. Now, real quick, guys, first off, there is no stream delay today, and that's because we want to make sure we give you guys all the sub love and shoutouts that we can in appropriate due timing. But I also need to know from you guys if the audio levels between myself and Wardy are okay. I know I can tend to be a little bit loud, just to say the least. It's a question of like whether Wardy and I and the game sounds are alright. So if you guys see or hear any discrepancies through the day, just let me know, and I can adjust things accordingly.
I'll just shout.
I'm really
Shout
sad, by the
really
way.
loud.
There are no Protoss for today. Like, this could be good
Yeah.
for the haters out there, but it's a little bit sad because I love diversity, but it's all Terrans, it's all Zergs. Oh boy.
This happens a lot in Europe, though, right? Like, you think about European Protoss players, and, you know, there's Showtime and Hearthstone and Mana, and then you start to struggle a bit more as to how you know, who else do you really start naming? Then you start naming players who are
Like
good,
Goblin.
but not quite like, yeah, they're great, but they're not like WCS highest of level great, right? So it's difficult to
Yeah,
see a lot of them sometimes, I suppose.
I feel terrible saying this, but I kind of always forget Hearthstone still plays. Not because he's bad or anything, it's just he doesn't participate in a lot of weeklies and things, so we don't see him very much.
Yeah, no, it's true. He's always a player that's kept to himself, isn't he? He's like always been just practicing. Shows up at an event, wins sometimes.
Yeah, like if we invite him for stuff, he'll usually come around. But it's just like, oh yeah, forgot, my bad. But hey, I don't know if you noticed this. I'm so happy. I don't know when they officially fixed it, but the middle mouse button thing got fixed recently. How
No
fucking
way.
nice is that? You don't have
That's
to
actually
Alt F4
insane.
between games anymore.
I actually didn't realize that. Oh, that's so good.
They had been, I guess, working on it a while, and I think it took just a little bit of extra crybaby complaining from Rifkin to finally have them push it through. But
It's been
fixed.
so annoying.
So
It's
nice.
Yeah, it looked awful as well. Like when you're just trying to cast them. I hate
Dude,
that.
I sent them an email. I was like, look, like this was basically like a vacation, not having to Alt F4 every game. Thank you so much for fixing this type thing.
I'm trying to think. It's been crazy because we've had like two really bad like caster bugs like back to back. We had the
Observer camera.
tilt.
That's
Yeah,
still
the camera
broken.
tilted one. Is it really?
Oh, the tilt. I'm sorry.
The tilt.
I forgot about the tilt. No, when you put your camera on someone else, it's so super janky.
Right. Yeah. That's been like that forever, right? Yeah, that's been awful. I hate that one.
Well, this push out of Clem's not super crazy. He's using the new War Chest Hellion skins. I'm not a fan of these. Like, not that I dislike them.
I'm
I
not
just like
either.
the Mad Max ones so much more.
Yeah, these ones are pretty stale. They have like free wheels. I don't know, man. I don't trust a Hellion with 3 wheels, you know.
I grew up. I'm sure you must have seen Mr. Bean growing up, right?
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking about that 3-wheeled van.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I prefer the Mad Max ones too. It's one of my lesser favorites. Right, I gotta ask you, right, just quickly. How much do you hate the skins in the production tab? The Terran ones? I really can't tell what's what. Like, I really think Forza SCV is half the time. I really do.
So I'm actually, first off, I'm with you. Like, I think that there needs to be better definition or something. An outline, I don't know, but this is kind of the problem a lot of the pros are presenting too. Neve had a funny clip of this highlighted, I think it was on a Reddit on Twitter, where he tried to blink some of his immortals away because, like, yeah, they just all start blending together.
Yeah.
I think what's funny though is I actually only have a problem with Terran production tab though. I don't think I've had any issues with their actual army units, unlike the other races.
For me, it's like Terran production tab and the Protoss actual army is the tough ones, I think.
Yeah. It's sad too because I mean they look so nice individually, and I'm sure Blizzard looked at all of these individually, but maybe didn't put a mass army together to see what it would look like.
Yeah, no, that's probably how it happened.
So Zervas, by the way, made a lot of things while this was going on. I don't know if he was intending to make the extras, but they're doing a pretty good job not just pushing this off, but he's also aggressively creep spreading through the early poke here. I like that he's doing this to get some map control. Downside to this, though, he made a lot of links, he made a lot of queens, so he doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of drones right now. Not that 52 is bad, but if these Hellions get in and wipe out half a drone line, suddenly he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he's actually got crazy creep spread considering there's been Hellions poking away all the time, but I guess that is just the number of queens, and as he pushes his creep out, obviously it gets a lot better for him. I actually love the fact he's so far ahead on upgrades over Clem, and Clem's only going for a single engineering bay at the moment. So that's something that could become very intriguing very soon. He is going to go for this push right now with a few Hellbats and double Medivac and load Marines, so it's very possible we see something kind of a bit more aggressive coming out right now and maybe get some damage done. But he really needs something, I think, because otherwise he's going to fall behind in terms of just tech here.
Actually, yeah, I guess the dynamic of 1-1 versus 0-0 Marines I haven't seen for a while, but it's about where we're at. He's not going to wait. He's got about 10 seconds to go. I think he wants to wait, but realizing it's a little too dangerous, hops on top of this full surround. Hellbat's cleaning out some of the links. Lots of queens start firing down these medevacs, and this fight should get cleaned up by Zervas with relative ease.
Yeah, I mean, he gets rid of absolutely everything, right? And I think that's okay for him. Like, 8 drones obviously sort of sucks, but when you kill every single unit that's attacking you,
yeah,
I think it kind of works out fine. And, you know, as we were just saying, like, now the upgrades are here. Like, 1-1 on the Lings going to be against +1 Marines. It is a difference, and it does start to add up, especially as you have 2-2 against 1-1, maybe. Bane speed going down a Hydra Den 2, some classic Ling Bane Hydra coming on through. We've seen a lot of this lately.
Well, I love, too, by the way, like, we knew he took that 4th. I didn't realize he had thrown in a macro hatchery over here as well. So Zervas is actually, for all the queens he has that could be injecting, doesn't really need to right now. He's got a lot of larvae to float with. But man, I don't want to be like, I don't want to pull that tot or anything. The overall supply is fine. That army supply is looking a little bit weak.
Yeah, he's kind of struggling a little bit, but it's just because he's thrown so much into tech, right? Like his Hydra Den's just been invested into, and now I've got augments, Bane speed's on the way. If he can survive like a minute or two, I kind of like it for Zervas, but he has to make sure these drops don't do too much.
Oh,
and,
no!
Oh!
He stacked the drones, the Overlord dicked him over with Splash. 15 workers died to that one Widow Mine. What a godly hit.
Okay. This isn't looking good for Zervas at all anymore. Here we go, yeah. That's kind of brutal.
Okay, so the nice thing was, he did drone a lot. Like, the reason his army supply was low was not just because of tech, it's because he went into heavy droning. I'm not going to pretend like he's in a great spot, but 71 workers is where you want to be for drones, so now you can work purely on army off of 4 bases. And maybe, just maybe a couple good engagements here, a baneling hit there could even up the playfield, but he's down half the army supply. His tech is going to have to really carry him hard here. 2-2 versus the 1, possibly 1.
Did he just... Oh, no, sorry. I've already cancelled +2 carapace, but it's actually before the Musty Augments. I was getting so confused. It's like, where's it gone? Keeps changing position in the production tab. So Zervas is at least going to get into his proper army, right? He's going to get into the kind of set of units he wants to get into, but Clem is just keeping on pressure, and creep around the right-hand side is being denied, and he'll be able to push into the 3rd base from here. He still has the Marines on the map as well, and so Zervas is going to be starting to get pulled everywhere, and this is where he's going to start kind of falling apart a little bit, as Widow Mine's doing the job as well to the right side once again.
Alright, not bad responses out of Zervas considering what he's had to work with. He's got his army supply up to a decent spot, but now we start talking serious numbers when it comes to these Hydralisks. Up to this point, Queens have been the only thing to really shoot down the medevacs, and that hasn't been too reliable. These are going to bring some nice damage to the party.
Yeah, I mean, as he gets more and more, his army becomes a lot scarier than just what was kind of, up until now, mostly pure Zergling. So it's going to get a bit trickier for Clem in terms of attacking, but at the same time, Clem's army is going to be a lot larger than before as well, right? So he's got to, like, on massive bio now, which is a lot scary to deal with. And how much does Zervas actually have? He only has 5 Hydras, and he's going up to, like, you know, his first real set of Banelings now. It could still be a little tough for him, though, because Clem's pushing now.
Yeah.
And he's about to have +2 attack as well, so it's only going to be a single upgrade difference in all of this.
Look at those Widow Mines, look at the Marauders. I don't think the Banelings will get a chance to hit those Marines if this is done correctly.
No, I don't think so at all. Like, he just doesn't have enough. He's only just started building Banes very recently, and, well, he is going to set up a big counterattack with Lings on the top side while Clem gets in position.
But Clem's
maybe a distraction like this.
I think his reinforcements can handle this.
Yeah, he's rallied them nicely. He's not even going to lose the 4th CC if he finishes building, so Zervas now he has units out of position, right? He's going to have to try and push through this. Widow Mines initially doing a good job as Banes, though, do start to make it through.
Oh, wow, they get some really good connects to those Marines right in the heart of the army, and I can't believe it, but Zervas just leveled out the playing field.
Wow. That's I mean, that's what he needed, right? Like one big fight to be won, and then all of a sudden,
all right, so Morty, what was more clubbed up? Zervas' drones from that Widowmine, or those Marines for the Banelings?
I think it might have actually been those Marines for the Banelings, because there was just like, it's like a Clem was just like, oh, what's splitting? I don't know what that is anymore. He like, it was very strange.
He also got really deep on creeps. I mean, that was going to be bad news bears no matter what. It was just, I really thought the numbers game was going to be in his favor, but Liberators coming out. We got Vipers to match them. Zervas is not a bad spot right now.
No, he's really not. Like, especially as Vipers come out, it makes this, even more engageable. He's going to start pushing forward. He doesn't have to push too far, though. He has creep to work on. He just has to sit defensively and hold us attack off again. Another run by. I mean, he's going to be splitting those units up, so at least he will get a few SCVs this time. But again, Clem's been pretty good at defending the run bys, man. Just having units in position, not rallying everything across the map. It's something that a lot of Terran players would do, and a lot of Terran players would take damage from it.
Yo, on top of this as well, that fourth is a planetary. He's not going to have to worry about run bys here. There's a lot of peace of mind to just rally everything to this third, and he'll be fine. This is getting late game times, though. Zervas with the Ultros Cavern on the way. Normally, this is that weak point, right, when Zerg make this transition, but he got to Hive with relative ease. He got a really good engagement under his belt. I'm really liking Zervas' position right now, especially as his +3 starts up. His tech was the biggest lead for him, but it's kind of evened out at this point, too.
Yeah, I mean, as Zervas goes into Ultras, I guess there's Libs on the way of Advanced Ballistics, so it's really kind of a game of fights right now. I still think Clem's army is kind of scary if he does use it correctly, and he is now pulling the Marines back while the Marauders take the charge, and that's what's going to be so difficult for Zervas to deal with. If those Banes can't connect on the Marines, then how is he ever really going to be able to fight this army at all? Now SCV's going down again across the map, and his Banes are just rolling on into those mineral lines.
I went to here. I was like, trying to figure out which mineral line took that hit. They all looked like they were still mining, but... Okay, so a couple of SCVs distract Clem. He's no longer like setter stepping on the front lines. This gives times for those Ultras. And, well, yes, this many Marauders can probably deal with the Ultralisks. The Ultras will be what let the Banelings actually have a chance to roll in even.
Yeah, I mean, the Ultras are going to really kind of tank some of the Widowmine shots as well, which means that Banes will actually begin to connect like we saw them doing earlier, obviously, but it's just a higher chance of getting good connections now. And, well,
this
reinforcements on Subway.
Okay, so he catches the reinforcement line. This is huge because this still gives Zervas that possible pincer that's coming up. He was waiting and waiting, and I think wanted to just wait out that chitinous plating. I'm not sure if he'll go in. He might even give up the hatchery for this, but no, he's going to take the engagement.
Yeah, he runs on in. The Abducts come down on the Liberators, and Banes are starting to connect, albeit mostly on Marauders, but it's still a cleanup as Zervas is pushing Clem all the way back up to the top side, and Clem has to lift his last few units up. There's really not much left here, and that was really nicely done. I mean, he used the he used the Vipers as he needed them. The Liberators didn't do enough, and even though there was a very low number of Ultras, they were so effective at just pushing this army completely back. Yeah,
the Kaiser Blade's even getting a couple swipes and they're doing damage. Man, I've been playing a lot of Remastered, and I keep forgetting Ultras in that game don't do splash. It's so incredibly different.
I haven't had a chance to play a lot of Remastered because my wrist sort of died a week after it came out.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man.
So
I was meant to be a Brood War pro, and look at me now.
What I really liked about these fights for Zervas too, I think there's a lot more clever things going on that we're giving him credit for. Number one, like his positioning is great. He's doing a lot of these sort of set up for back attacks or pincer moves. But on top of this, like, I love the choice for the Vipers before the Ultras. Keep in mind, guys, you got 3 Vipers before the Ultras Cavern even started. And the Abducts aren't killing the Liberators. We saw almost all the Liberators escape that fight, but it's unsieging them. It's making them not be able to fight, and that's the key element for him. That's the move-in ability type thing. So I really love the way Zervas is playing this out. He's done a great job so far. It's been evident through fights. Nobody takes that kind of drone damage and comes back from it like this, and now we're really in a position where Clem is in trouble.
Yeah, Clem has to try and find something. He's going to be dropping some Marines to the south side, but it's just a single medevac. I mean, Zervas won't have too much issue trying to deal with that here, so I don't really know what I don't know what Clem does. I mean, I guess you just sit defensively and try and max out, and maybe try and make the Zerg attack into you so that you have the defensive setup initially, and maybe that's your advantage to take a fight to swing things back in your favor a little bit. Zervas is going to push in here now.
No blinding cloud on the planetary. Guess all the energy for the Abducts. Not a bad choice. Rolls right through though. He's got to kill that base if he wants to get out of here.
Killing the bases, jump in, kill a base, back away. Zervas has a bank, so he can afford to give up a few units to essentially get rid of economy of his opponent, right? And to stop Clem from getting into the same position he's in. which is a comfortable position to keep on trading as this drop just getting destroyed.
You know, I love this, Morty. I'm looking at this. I know Clem's a good player. We've cast him so many times throughout various cups. Zervas, I really had a question of, like, where's he at coming back to the game? Dude is friggin' nailing it. Vipers were sick. He's moving on to Infestors now, too. I feel like he's got everything he could possibly want going for him, including that crazy mineral bank.
Yeah. I mean, he's just lacking a bit of gas, but even Zerglings at this point are not going to be bad against what is, like, a lot of units that aren't really designed to deal with Zerglings. Like, there's barely any Marines in this army anymore. There's 9 against 24 Marauders, 14 Liberators. Things alone could be very effective against this, as we see, well, just the straight-up counterattack from Zervas is going to cause some issues here. As Clem, I mean, he's so reliant on those positionally based Liberators, but they're so far out of position.
Yeah, the Liberators as well, we're seeing a lot of Abducts come off, but at some point I think Parasitic Bombs are going to be in order, right? Like, this is so many Liberators stacked up, and it's going to take them so long to split. And with no Marines, as you pointed out, I think if he goes in, throws down like 4 Parasitic Bombs, all those Liberators are going to die.
Yeah, the 4th base just went down again for Clem here, so now he really is on the point where he is barely mining, so once he loses this army, he's not going to have much to work with, whereas it's the complete opposite for Zervas. Like, he's got plenty of bases and all the rest of it. So we do see Clem, though, that siege up is so scary, so many lips. But again, like you mentioned, Parasitic Bombs could be very effective here, and here he goes. Zervas is going to try and push in to fight this.
I don't think fighting the Liberators is the best idea, but he knows Clem doesn't have money, so just abducts to unsiege him, takes on the bio for what he can, and he's just going to hope that Clem can't reinforce.
I mean, the Liberators absolutely murder those Ultras, though. Not many left. I mean, Corruptors on the way up is nice, but does he have enough Corruptors in case the Liberators are unsiege and fight? It's kind of weird, like, these Liberators right now are the only thing Clem has, but they're starting to do quite a bit.
I really hope Zervas is thinking Parasitic Bombs. It's not going to take much, especially with how stacked these are. Normally, it's not worth it because there's only like 4 or 6 Liberators, but with how... We're at 18 Liberators! My god, like, Parasitic Bombs are going to destroy these just through splash damage alone, as small as it may be.
These Corruptors are very brave, flying into a flock of Liberators. Even if they're sieged up, it only takes a couple of seconds for them to unsiege and get going again here. Well, here we go. Clem's got some bio reinforcements on the ground. You know what?
Is
Clem's army supply? Clem's army supply is pretty insane.
Yeah. Yeah, Zervas has exhausted that bank. He doesn't have gas. There's a lot of problems going for Zervas right now. But again, like, I sit here and I look at the lack of anti-air. You know, there's so few Marines here. It's killing me, Morty. He's not Parasitic Bombing it. It's killing me.
I mean, I think if Zervas plays this slow, he can still clean this entire thing out. There's the Parasitic Bomb.
There we go.
I think just one. It doesn't really seem to do that much damage.
Well, you know, it's enough to make the Liberators go down faster to the Corruptors.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. There's going to be seeing Marines underneath, though, actually killing off the Corruptors with him.
Yeah.
Zervas!
I can't believe Clem's bringing this back. This has been a... From the drone losses earlier to Zervas' army to what Clem's at these Liberators, this has been an insane back and forth game. It does look like maybe Clem is still in the worst situation, though. His army supply might be better, and the Liberators were dominating for a time, but Clem's on like barely 1 base mining. Zervas is still expanding.
Yeah, I think over time here, Zervas' position gets better and better, right? He has triple the workers, so you give Zervas a couple of minutes and he's fine, but the problem is, what does he do in those couple of minutes, and does he get those couple of minutes? Because Clem still has a lot of Liberators, and there really isn't an answer to those Liberators. The Greatest Spire went down as well, by the way, so no more Corruptors until the Spire's rebuilt.
Well, I think
that's Zervas' issue. He just doesn't have anything to fight the Liberators.
Well, he can still go with the Parasitic Bombs. I mean, the thing is, 1 Parasitic Bomb actually is not enough damage to kill a Liberator, but several are, and these are already very low. In fact, Parasitic Bomb does exactly 60 damage, so like 2 Parasitic Bombs. 1 Parasitic Bomb kills half, 2 kills most, 3 kills them all.
Yeah, he's still just abducted into Spore Cores. I guess he's just afraid of him doing... I don't know, like, I know what you mean. Like, I think Parasitic Bomb's the right answer. Zervas doesn't really seem to think the same, because he could have gotten rid of a couple of these Liberators at least, I think.
Oh shit, I didn't realize. This 1 Liberator, by the way, up to 19 kills. This has been destroying all the drones he transferred over. Zervas has got 38 workers, but not comfortably.
No, really not. Clem's army supply is just insane.
I love this. This is not the first game I expected today, and I'm so stoked that this is like 1 in a best of 3.
Yeah, it's been quite the way to kick things off. I really think Clem's got this, you know. He's got the extra bases just moving over to new expansions, so he gets a few more minerals. He's already got a gas bank, so he can just replenish bio. He's already got the expensive units of Liberators, right? So you know, as soon as he gets a little bit of mining, he's able to produce enough bio to really come in and fight this. And now I look at Zervas' army, and I actually just don't see what he does against Clem's army. Like, I know we've been saying how he's got parasitic bombs, etc., but there's just that many Liberators here. Now there's that many Marines, that many Marauders on the ground as well.
I think
the ground army
Marines,
of Zervas isn't enough.
The Marauders are kind of a threat. I think the Marines are the bigger one here because at least earlier he had the option of flying around without contest. Now, to even get into abduct the Liberators, he might still have to deal with a lot of Marines. Jones dying up here again once more, and oh, I just realized there's no Banelings.
Yeah, there's really nothing to fight, like a massive bio, like at all. I mean, even Blind Clouds, the bio is just going to carry. Parasite Bomb does get onto some stacked Liberators. Clem splits away though to minimize the damage. I mean, still no answer to the bio, right? And he's just pushing on in, and Zervas, he has to fight because he needs this base to keep mining if he has any chance in the game, I think.
I'm just trying to think like what Zervas can do here. Aside from parasitic bombs and the Liberators, you know, a blinding cloud here or there could make the engagement possible for these ground units, but then there's still the issue of the Liberators in the sky. And this is where you'd hope to see more parasitic bombs and less abducts because they can't split when you're in siege mode like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the lack of bombs really has just maybe thrown away possibilities. Like, if you use the bombs earlier, maybe it cleans things up faster enough for him to not be in this position now. Vipers are disappearing, that's what he really can't afford to have happen. The bio, getting rid of everything. The Hydras just have no chance in there.
Yeah, I think he's out of money, and his army supply is a third that of Clem's, and I think this is about to be game. Well freaking played out of both, though, for the first game of the day. I'll give him that much. This really could have gone either way, several different points in this game. GG, well played.
Wow. I really thought Zervas had this for such a for so long here.
Same.
This is crazy.
After that first like smush with the Banelings and the Marines, I'm like, Zervas has got this easy.
Yeah, I have no words. Like, what a play by Clem. Just one big push. The Liberators really carried him through, and I mean back and forth from the very beginning until the very end. Really, like action all the time, run by potential, run by attempts. We had everything. What a TVZ to start us off.
All right, well, let me just check. I know there's a lot of subs that came during that game, resubs rather. But keep in mind, guys, again, if you don't want to wait for the deal to come in, you don't have to, but I would advise waiting. 11 a.m., so 1.5 hours from now, subscriptions will be 50% off. And all new subs or upgraded subs, so tier 1 to tier 2, will be added to today's King's Pot. But Mont3 Court just set us up with a 38-month resub. Thanks for coming back for 38 months, dude. Hazel CL, as well for 7, says, Wardy, is it you?
Maybe.
Pandorian916 came back for 2 months. Thank you very much. Orbitron 3000 was a brand new sub. So was Mines. So that's at least 2 subs we'll be adding to the prize pool. Do that a little bit later. We got this awesome intro ready to play whenever the players are good. On you, Wardy. Boom. All right, we'll see you guys in game. All right, before we kick off this game, I gotta ask, did anyone clip that Widowmine hit from that last game? Because I'm gonna be super duper sad if nobody did. Our VODs are not on subscriber only, and I would love if somebody went back to go clip that. I should also mention really quick, we do have one viewer giveaway type thing today. Maybe we'll find some more rustling around, but we have a war chest code to give away to some art contest winning stuff. If you guys want to make your own logo / poster for the Subtember Summit, and submit it to the Team Liquid thread, we will be picking one person at random to award a fully unlocked all races war chest code to. That being said, Rifkin's still coming at you with Wardy, guys. Hop into game number 2 in this best of 3. $50 for the win on this series. On the line, in the top left, we've got Zervas.
Down to the lower right, it is Clem.
I'm a little bit sad his name's not Zervas.
I was wondering when the first pun of the day was going to come through.
Yeah.
I was waiting. So it took a while. I have to say.
Well, speaking of taking a while, this first game took a while, right? We're already
Yeah.
a little bit behind schedule. We started about 5 minutes later than expected. I'm hoping this won't be any problems, but this is the beauty and the downside. So we have 2 open spots available for later because we just kind of time budgeted accordingly. We might have some fast games later from like this guy, Bly. Thank you for that 9-month resub, dude. Because Bly will be playing a couple best of 3s down the line from here, but I know that we spoke with Stefano, Beastie, and Rainer for all possibly filling in those spots. They were all interested if the time permits, so I'm hoping time will permit, and we'll see them a little bit later down the line. But, Bly and Hero Marine, I think, are going to be the tougher guys here in the middle of the bracket. Like, that's some easy best of 3s, easy best of 5s for those 2, I think.
Yeah. I think Optimus could maybe upset a couple of people, though.
Optimus always surprises me. He'll do some games where it's just like Reapers and you roll your eyes and you're like, okay, whatever. And then he'll play like a really solid macro game and you're like, okay, that's the guy I want to see more of.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been improving pretty crazy lately, so he could be interesting. We got a really interesting lineup of players, and it's obviously such a unique, not necessarily unique, but it's a cool format as well because you get to see kind of a lot of different series. You get to see players do well, continue to do well as well potentially. And it does build up in difficulty with the way it's set up, right? So
plus that added benefit of like whoever's the king at the end, hopefully gonna get a massive payout. But guys, I want to see more of this too. Anytime someone subs today, brand new subs especially, I want to see like Ace M's and Ace SS's for the Subtember summits. Because those are brand new emotes we added for this silly event. They're temporary, they're gonna go away after today. So use them as much as you can while you can. Although
what emotes did you remove?
We temporarily removed Ace Please and Ace First Blood because we haven't done First Blood in years
at
this point.
Wow.
I might keep the money one instead of First Blood when it's all said and done.
The money one? Mate,
Yeah.
how can you hate your September Summit Hill?
I mean, it's cute, but then those dollars, Horty. Those dollars.
I reckon if you put it to a vote, September Summit wins. There's no way it doesn't.
All right, well, we'll see.
Look at his little face. He's so happy to be in a boat, man.
Like,
look at him.
What is my purpose? Serve butter.
I'm a happy summit.
All right, well, maybe we'll let you guys decide later. For now, we're just watching a little bit of poke here from Clem. Nothing unlike what he did before, but this time around, Zervas has a lot more lings. So last game, Clem got away with the Hellions. He just kind of cleared up creep, didn't take many engagements, and Zervas had to deal with that because all he had was like 2 queens. A decent amount of speed lings, couple of queens. This is a lot easier for him to manage.
Yeah, I think the thing that Clem's also doing differently here is he's going for the Ravens, so he's not really pushing in towards as fast a stim as the last game. So instead of going for like one big kind of stim push with Hellbats, he's instead going to look for like continuous damage over time with those Ravens or the turret and mineral lines, which I kind of like because it's not putting all of your eggs in one basket. Like if, that one push gets cleaned up, suddenly Zervas is looking good. Whereas now, over time, you can find different openings with the auto turrets.
Well, the super beauty on this, too, is like, okay, auto turrets get used, maybe they're shut down. You just use the Raven for free detection instead of scans to clean up all that creep. Something that's not always available, unfortunately, but a couple of drones get picked off while Zervas is microing his queens down here. He's doing a pretty good job keeping the Hellions back, but no one really gaining any ground. Last time we saw him pretty aggressively pushing creep through this, which was nice, but I think this time he's very intentionally saving energy for transfuses.
You say that for that Jimmo too, that get killed instantly. This is nice from Clem though. Like if no one's making progress, it's generally going to be a win for the Terran player, right? Because you want to keep the Zerg back to their bases, so you have more freedom on the map later in the game. As again, that Raven trying to do some damage hasn't found too much more just yet. Second Raven coming through behind the third base, though, and the Queens are out of position, so this could do some damage.
One drone gets picked off pretty quick. I am glad they changed the auto turrets, man. It was so silly watching you drop an auto turret like 10 workers die in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's much better now, like, to make the choice whether you pull away or fight. And I mean, you still do damage when you pull away. Like, it's actually surprising, like, how much eco is lost by pulling away time and time again. So
yeah, actually, with a shift I, there we go. Yeah, you can see the spikes all over the place every time Zervas has to pull away.
Yeah, it's nice because you do that a few times, it adds up to like an entire minute or two where all of a sudden he hasn't been mining off a base, and that is advantageous for the Terran. Plus the fact you're also still killing a couple of workers now and then. That's nice. You're gonna see 2 more workers going down. These Ravens putting in work.
I'm so glad they finally implemented the official graphs opposed to our janky ones, because it's so nice. Like I know that we can talk about it because we know it, But like the average viewer's like, what are they talking about with eco? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You see giant spikes and you know exactly what that means.
Yeah. It's so good. Like, I use it all the time when I cast nowadays. It's like it's one of the easiest ways to explain things like super quickly and easily. I love it.
Plus, when zombie up's talking, rather than interrupting, I can just bring up the graph and stuff too, which is nice.
Yeah.
I do really wish we'd see more use out of it on the mainstream stuff, but it's still new, like as of this year, so I can totally get why they're not pushing it.
Yeah. I feel as though there could be so many different graphs that could make that be interesting. But hold that thought, because we do have a push in with Hellbats and Marines getting 3 queens right from the get-go. And now Scan comes down and starts cleaning out some of these creep chambers. Drones as well in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, the Baneling's no speed. Kind of have a hard time getting past these Hellbats. Realizing this, he pulls about a few ES back. Because Zerglings won't deal with the Marines. He's going to need those Banelings.
Those drones are just trying to become like 4th base workers. Just not happening. And now Clem just microing backwards. No speed Banes. I mean, the Marines can just micro for days, and that's what they're doing. So much damage has been dealt here by Clem, and this was so much more successful than last game when he went forward attack. That was very similar to this. He's killed so much here.
It's funny because last game, of course, he got that amazing Widowmine hit that really put Zervas in a tough spot, but like this time without it, he's doing arguably better. But I guess that might also have a lot to do with the Ravens and those auto turrets. Double drops now heading towards the main 2, and Clem is just all over the place. Zervas he's got no room to breathe.
No, he really doesn't. With the Ravens still just adding in damage here and there and forcing him to think about other locations of the map. Clem's just making the most of what Terran does best, which is multitasking and just being in so many different places. Pushes into the south side, gets another queen. It just doesn't end.
This is so fun to watch too, by the way, because I think a lot of the Korean Terrans have kind of consolidated to this more parade push style of playing Terran, and a lot less about like all the crazy drops. So seeing Clem pull this off, it's a little bit different than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, it's nice, right? Because it's like really fun. It's a really fun style to watch as well. Like being able to kind of see him go everywhere and see him do damage here and there. Just watch the Zerg actually struggle to be able to deal with it. It's
my watching Zerg struggles is always nice, am I right, Wardy?
Yeah, Terran bros, man, for life.
Yeah. Also, no reason, but fuck Protoss.
Yeah, screw that race. Does anyone else report with a broken? Yeah, me too.
Actually, it's funny. A lot of people like to hear me like jokingly balance complain and take it too seriously, when really I hate TVT more than any other matchup.
I think most Terrans hate TVT more than this. I say, wow, but don't mind again. Even though it's not
kills.
Like, yeah, even though it's not drones, it's still Zerglings. It still adds up. And this game from Clem has just been a monster. Yeah, kill, no cancel. He's just gonna push forward with his larger army now, and this game really doesn't look good for Zervas having a way out.
The good guy Clem knows we're behind schedule, so he's catching us up.
He's like, sorry guys, I messed up and lost the first fight last time. It took me a little bit longer. I'll make sure not to do that this time around.
Man, almost
boom,
none
boom, boom.
Almost none of the Widowmines have been used, by the way. If he moves that up with that bio army, I think this is like unstoppable. He's trying to bait him back towards it, but oh no, these Banelings looking to connect. Okay, so Clem does a lot of things really well, but I think at this point it's safe to say he's not so comfortable splitting. Because that was last game, that was this game, where we're just watching him stay clumped up and run away. And it's not an easy thing to do. I'm not going to pretend like Clem's, oh, he's such a noob because he can't do it. But it's just really interesting watching him play this out, play so well with multitasking and drops, and then not be able to split.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is surprising, right? Like, you know, one game you can understand, you're like, huh, okay, like mistakes happen, you get caught off guard, but it happens twice, and you got to start wondering a little bit. Widowmine's in position, going to help to just keep that Zerg army away. As Clem obviously just reinforcing and continue to push. Another auto turret will come down just to help this location.
You know, another thing too, last game, Zervas had a really nice upgrade lead, which is a big part of why he could take some of the engagements he did. This time it's even up on 2-2. Clem's actually moving on to +3, and on top of this, like, his army supply is doubling that of Zervas. These Banelings need to kill 2 for 1 every time they connect, and the Widowmine's going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen at all, and now Clem has a free ride into the third base, more or less. I mean, some Banes will roll forwards again, but the split's away, or they're pulling back away, I guess, as we should say for Clem. There we go, now he starts to split, so he can split. He just takes forever to get there.
I love Clem's logic. It's just like, I don't need to split if I can get off creep.
Yeah. If the Banes never get next to me, I never have to worry about being split up.
It's a sick logic here, man.
Actually, I mean, honestly, it actually gives Zervas a bit of a chance again, because it gives, you know, him so much time where the Hydras are dealing free damage, nothing's going down. I mean, it's helping him. I mean, it's still not saving Zervas' day. He's actually out of balance here as Clem continues to push. The Hydra camp's dropping. The Liberators are joining the fray just to make it even more difficult. As the Bane's trying to morph in. Yeah, they're not going to have a good time unless they get these connections.
And Kite's back over the Widow Mines, and once again, they take care of the Banelings. So that bio, 90 army supply to 20 wardy is what it comes down to. 3 times the chances against Zervas, and this game has maybe finally been broken. It was a real big bend back and forth here on the front lines, but I don't think there's anything left to bend.
No, I think it's pretty much set in stone right now, as you're going to be seeing the Ling Bane. They'll push on through for one final attempt. Zervas will not give up easily, but at the very end, he's going to have to realize that there just isn't very much left here for him to play. The Widow Mine, just to get the last few connections there, and that's really is now the third base under fire. I mean, Clem took a little while to bring the next set of reinforcements across, which might give Zervas a few extra seconds, but I mean, we know the ending of this, right? We could be, we're like fortune tellers right now. It's like, Zervas, we see you losing TVZ in the next 30 seconds to 60 seconds.
This is where I pull a zombie grub and I just start casting from the floor and try and look really impressive when really it's like, no, it's pretty clear what's happening here. This base did take a long time for Clem to actually get on top of. He was so focused on the third. This would have been such an easy pick off early on. Now it's going to be, especially with the Liberator set up. Unfortunately, though, they're not going to be coming from the Hydras on the back end. A little bit awkward, but he takes out the Banelings, and that's all that really matters. GG, well played. Good luck. Congratulations to Clem. He takes the first series of the day.
Nice recovery after he was really in trouble in the first game as well. I like it. You know, he was able to keep himself calm, keep himself going. And that was that. He made it happen, made it come back real. And he takes home the first $50. He is our king for the moment.
Yeah, for the moment. But now he goes up against Lily Canine in that matchup that I hate so much. TVT will be coming up next, guys. Shark Dog, we didn't miss you earlier, by the way, but I was just a bit slow to the party. Thank you for the 20-month resub. We're going to go set up for this next match. I got to go contact Lily Canine. Wait, is he already, Lily? You here?
He's already here.
All right, then we're going to go get this, I guess, veto sorted. We'll get the games going. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. But again, we'll be back with more Subtember action when we get back. A TVT best of 3. We'll see you guys soon.